explain it because I've actually been thinking about should we say power of this or learning. We're actually looking at the word, it's a two-letter word, N-O, no. No. No, what comes to mind? Learning to say no. The power of saying no. You know, and don't let me say too much. We'll be right back after the short break. Welcome back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Afternoon Vibes. And today we're talking about the two-letter word N-O, no. And we're going to put that word in different perspectives. You know, we discuss from different angles. Yes, learning to say no. I'm sure somebody's saying, Yes, you know, because the truth is life will always present to us situations, circumstances where you would have to choose between saying no or giving in. And this can be, serious. This can have, grave consequences, either you say no or not. So we're going to be, talking about this today. And don't forget, you can be part of the conversation. You can send in your comments to us. If you're watching us on TV, you can send your comments to us via WhatsApp, +234 70 642 6933. I'm sure the number will be displayed on your screen. So just be part of the conversation. And if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, you can drop your contribution in the comment section. Yeah, it's really going to be a great time today. So, learning. Yesterday, I still had
even today.
Yesterday, I still had an encounter and I said no actually. So I was asking myself, was it right to say no? And sometimes saying no is just the best thing to do. For many a time, saying no is the best thing to do, but we are always too
caught up.
Yes, or afraid of the outcome, or we don't want to be seen as a bad person, or most especially in Africans.
Or you don't want to even be seen as someone that is not enough, like you can't take charge, or you can't decide, like kind of thing.
Yes. So so sometimes, thank God, I've had different experiences actually. I've had different encounters in this area. Right on the spot, I detach myself and within split seconds quickly decide what should I do, yes or no. So I would like you to share with us an experience or experiences you've had where you've had to say no and that was the best decision for you, or you didn't say no and maybe there was a consequence. We'd like you to share that with us. Yes, we'd like you to share that with us. And so Olade, Sheon, how would you open to this? Looking at this topic, learning to say no, I think there should be a basis for this discussion. Okay. How would you open?
Okay, so opening this discussion, for me, I would say self-awareness. I would start with self-awareness. Because if you don't know who you are, you lost.
True.
There is no way you would lost. So, you know yourself. What's your name? My name is Oluwaseun. That is because I know my name. Peradventure, I don't know my name. Or probably I have a memory loss. What is your name? I'm not sure. They'll take advantage of you. Somebody will give you a name that doesn't even suit you.
True.
So once you know your name, you can be sure, you can say, yes, my name is Adenike. That type of thing. Now, let me now link it to this no that we are trying to talk about. You are aware of yourself. As Christians, you are a Christian, not just by title, but genuinely you are a Christian, you know who you are. You know your father is God, God himself. I mean, you know the benefits you get from being the child of God. You know you don't starve. You know you don't lack anything. So why should you say yes, or why should you give in to something that is not everlasting? I mean, look at it from this angle. You know yourself. They ask you, where are you going? I don't know. Then they take you somewhere you're not even supposed to be. Like I said, like the name.
Sure.
Like the illustration I gave about the name. They will give you Monsuru instead of Judah. So you tend to lose it all. You tend to lose a lot of things if you're not aware of yourself. You need to be aware that, yes, this is who I am. I am of God. I cannot yield to something this low. This is low to me. If you know yourself, you would understand the things you shouldn't yield to. You would be able to differentiate the things that desires, or the things that actually needs your yes, and the things that needs your solid no. And when I say solid no, I mean no. Like capital, no with your full chest. No. Capital no with your full chest. So that is how I am going to open this discussion. Self-awareness.
Beautiful, and that's beautiful. You know, just taking it from where, you know, Seun stopped, our life is a sum total of our decisions.
Of course.
Choices we've made, and that's why I said this is something that we experience on a daily basis. You will always be presented with whether you say no or you say yes. You say no or you say yes. And then the no's you have said and the yeses you have said, there's an outcome. There's an outcome of all of those choices and decisions. You know, and you know, Seun said, she's talking about self-awareness. Truly, when you know who you are, when you know who you are, whose you are, what you represent,
what you carry,
what you I like that. But you know, it helps you to it simplifies the options. It helps you to know what to say no to and what to say yes to. There are some people that have said yes to, you understand, so many things, and it has actually taken them out of the path of destiny. You understand? Okay, for instance, let me give my own personal example. I was in GSS 3. I had a friend, and I think we were together from GSS 2 or so. We were very close. So when we got to GSS 3, we wrote Junior WAEC, and then, so I asked him, my results actually, they put it there that I could actually go to science or art. So I now asked my friend, his name is Akindele Folalu. So I asked him, which department is he? He said commercial. I said, what? I said, it's science, because I've always been saying I want to become an engineer. So he said commercial. I said, why? He said, he wants to become an accountant. He said, because there's money in accounting.
Just like that.
Imagine in GSS 3. This is my true life story. He said, I said, wow, really? He now said, I cannot forget. He said in Yoruba the way he said it. He said by the time he graduates from university that he would become chartered. He said, one word of 40,000 very for me.
Nigeria will
meaning
that, to you.
Meaning that they cannot start with me with 40,000. You know, and then 40,000 to us was big money then. You know, that's many years ago actually. So because of that, just because of the bond, like this is my friend, I changed from science, like I'm not more going to science, I'm also going to commercial. I got back home that day and mommy is commercial, you know.
Wrong turn.
Seriously. And that was how I turned. I was actually pursuing becoming an accountant. Now I was there, SS1, SS2, SS3, I did accounting and all of that. Now, when I graduated from secondary school, I was at home for 4 years. Wow. I kept trying this, trying that, writing JAMB, writing all kinds. Nothing worked.
Destiny shift.
Can you imagine? Nothing worked until the 4th year that one pastor friend just spoke with my parents that since your boss can do full-time or part-time. Other courses are part-time. So I asked him, which one? I said, I don't want to do part-time. Which one is that one that has options of full-time or part-time? He said it's mass communication. So to me, it was like a relegation, like mass communication. I said, I don't have any choice. I've stayed at home 4 years. That was how I put in for mass communication. Not knowing that it was a divine orchestration to bring me back to the path of destiny.
track.
But 4 years gone.
4 years gone.
So you could imagine. So just saying no to that and keeping to, and my result was science and arts. So, and of course, then my skills, gifts, talents was around some of the things I'm doing today.
Yes.
So just, being true to myself and leave my friend to follow. Even the friend that said commercial is a lawyer now.
Oh dear Lord.
You can imagine. So sometimes some of these decisions can have grave consequences. So you need to, first, in fact, that's where it starts from. You need to know who you are. If I had good understanding of who I was, you understand, I would know that I had nothing doing both in science and in
Indeed.
So, but knowing who I was would not even, I would not even care about that. To the glory of God today now, I'm happy doing everything I'm doing. It's around, you understand, the mass media and all of that. You get it? Even what I do in church is also around this. So, and, looking at, let's look at some examples in the Bible.
Examples in the Bible, Joseph.
At least that's the first name that comes to mind. Because it was the man who said a capital no, and the destiny of a nation was hanging on that decision. Wow.
Lots of us, especially we youth. Yes. But look at how he said no and stood by that no. And look at the reward.
You see?
That reward is mouth-watering.
We men should actually be able to explain better.
No.
No,
like me, I don't know. I don't know how you people feel it. I can't because I've had experiences like that before. I've had so many experiences like that before.
You've had to resist and say no.
It's hard to say no.
And for a man, it's harder in that situation because it's the woman coming for him now. It's not like he's the one trying to make advances. I've
heard of situations where guys will come and say they want to chop that girl.
Imagine.
They want to chop the girl. No matter what she does, I will chop her. And you not meet with the girl, eventually you realize the girl is... Yes, it happens. It happens. I've seen a lot. So sometimes this thing that you just did now doesn't work every time. You think it's easier for the women and it's harder for guys.
That's what I think, though.
My brother.
It's also...
I'm a woman. No. I know.
Really?
It's not.
Wow.
It's not. So I'm very, very interested in this Joseph.
Even me too. Each time I talk about him, I used to say we need to keep clapping for him.
It's so huge. It's so huge.
It was.
Because even if he had indulged the queen, he had allowed the queen, and the queen had her way, and he had gotten the reward the queen wanted to give him, it wouldn't have lasted.
True.
The king would have eventually found out, oh, you made out with my wife. Oh, really? Death to you.
Potiphar, of course.
That kind of thing.
Of course.
But you stood your ground. That thing is classy.
And besides, there was something Joseph said. He said, shall I do this great thing and sin against God? Those words were heavy. Those words were
very, very
eternal. Words that command heaven's attention.
Oh dear.
Because when we talk about the temptation in the area of sex, is something very strong, most especially for youth. That's just the truth. So if at the peak, when beautiful woman is coming for you and you're able to stand your ground and resist, there's, you deserve, an applause.
Accolades,
both from heaven and then the other side of it is that, Joseph didn't have he just had an idea that he had a great destiny, but he didn't know the exact picture. He didn't know that the destiny of a nation was resting upon him. That is and just like it is with many of us, that, in fact, that's the way it is with us. Our lives are interconnected, you understand?
Yes.
There are many other lives and destinies attached to us. And this is why, in fact, this is the serious part of this discussion, that your life is not just all about you. There is more to you than you. You understand? There are lives and destinies attached to yours. And so all the compromises you're making, the little compromises, it affects. They have eternal consequences. So when you stand your ground and you say no to certain things, there's also a reward both now and later on. So, and every great person we celebrate today, they have had to say no at a time when it matters. And that's why we can celebrate them today. Because truthfully speaking, nobody can rise by himself. Nobody can. It's God that lifts. Even outside the Christendom now, it's God that still lifts. No matter what you do, not your strategy, it's just God that will just, okay, I permit you to rise.
Yes.
So everything we do, just once you remember that, oh, there's more to me than me. So when you have, when you have been tempted, you understand, you remember, oh, if I give into this, there's much more that is affected than just me. Then it helps you to say no. To say no.
And stand by your no.
Yes. So we'll be going on a musical break now. When we come back, part of the things we'll be discussing is what do you do, or how do you remedy the situation where you know that there are some things you ought to say no to that you didn't say no to, and you're actually reaping the consequences. So what do you do? We'll look into that when we come back after this break. So enjoy this music. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Hallelujah. I hear the voice of the Lord our God. I hear the voice of the Lord our God. Everything is alright. I shouldn't worry. No more worries. So I won't be worried. Everything is okay. His spirit lives in. Every morning when I wake up, I'm always gonna give God all of my praise. Never shake up, never break up. I'ma wake up if the devil ever comes my way. I've given my life to Jehovah. I will never take it back, cause the boys right here to stay. Take it, gonna put it in my head, but my mind will never change. Lord, I got my eyes on you. You're more than a million, more than a billion and a trillion, zillion. Lord, the everlasting, never lacking, always backing, never slacking. You're the best and you're the best of the best. Let me catch my breath. Standing in the presence of the Lord, you can never be sad. And now you're rocking with the best. J-Best, sitting on the throne, that's another reason to be glad. It's God Almighty, whatever you need, He can provide, just accent. The devil isn't power, I'm getting blessings in double. I'm about to hop in the heavenly 7-11. I hear the voice of the Lord our God. Alright. He said everything is alright. I shouldn't worry, so I won't be worried. Everything is okay. His spirit lives in your presence, Lord. I found peace. So amazing is your love to me. Until I met you, I never knew where I was. But now this is all I see. My heart is glad now that I'm in this house. His blessings are pouring down into my life. And these are the moments I feel so alive. I feel so alive. I feel so alive. I hear the voice of the Lord our God. He said everything is alright. Everything is alright. So I won't be worried. Let's take it again. I hear the voice of the Lord our God. I hear the voice of the Lord our God. I hear the voice. He said everything is alright. I shouldn't worry. No more worries. See what we know. The Spirit lives in us. His Spirit. Hallelujah. Jesus is seated on the throne. He's seated on the throne. Jesus is seated on. He's in control of everything. Just let go. He is my strength. Okay, say it one more time. Jesus is seated on the throne. Jesus is seated on the the throne.
Yeah.
Oh,
He is my strength.
He is my strength.
I hear the voice of the Lord our
I
God.
hear the voice of the Lord. I hear the voice. He said everything is alright.
Everything is
I shouldn't worry. I shouldn't worry. So I won't be worried.
Everything
So
is alright. Everything is
I
alright.
hear the voice of the Lord our God. He said everything is alright. I shouldn't worry. I won't be. So I won't be worried. No, no, no. His spirit is in me. Is in me. His spirit is in me.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. That was Voice of the Lord by TB1. Sure you enjoyed that music. Yes, we've been talking about no. No. Learning to say no. Yes, and I'm sure you've been enjoying our conversation. Yes, don't forget you can be part of the conversation. You can send in your comment to us. You know, like sometimes we used to get feedbacks from people. "Oh, I enjoy your program. Don't just enjoy. Comment. You understand?
Say something.
You understand?
Say something.
We appreciate
Give
the
us
fact.
scenarios.
Exactly. Make it conversational. You understand? So back to what we're talking about. You know, we've actually looked at it from different perspectives, but there's an angle I want us to really dwell more on, because most especially as youths, of course, we are youth, and
Yes.
in the area of a relationship now, relationship with people, then most importantly, relationship with your spouse. That's for those of us who are in a relationship. Now, hey! Learning to say no, no, no. In fact, we can dwell on this all day long. Because, and if we are going to be real, now, it's not even sex now. Like, of course, sex is part of it, but
It's the major part.
it's the major part. Now, do you know that beyond sex, or before we get to sex, do you know there are little compromises?
Of course.
You understand? There are little compromises that, you understand, we can lead to the big picture.
Yes.
You know, and when you begin to, of course, the devil knows that we are children of God and we know we should not do this. So he will not present that to us like the first time. So it will come from the little compromises. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. And then the devil will just set you up one day, nice situation and all of that. Miracle will happen. You know, and you know, we know that as children of God, the devil knows that he cannot get us at, you know, in the area of stealing, lying, you know, falsifying records and all of these things. He knows, but in this area, almost everybody is weak except for the strength of God in us.
Exactly.
But there are, you know, let's not lie. Most especially when you're in a relationship, there are times that, you know, the urges come. But let's take it from the compromises, the little compromises.
So, little compromises. If I am going to talk from my own end, though,
Yes.
little compromises like come to my house, sleep over, come and sit beside me, let's watch this movie together.
Yes,
put your
and you
hand
know that-
around my neck, and your hand is dangling towards the parts.
Towards that, you
that,
know,
and you feel Shebi is just putting his hand on my shoulder. Shebi is just like this. Shebi is just doing this.
My sister, my
Okay.
brother. From there,
Okay. You all know.
you know, I it's just that I almost not always able to resist, you know, using myself as an example, but that's just the way I am.
That's
I
the
like
best.
to, you know, now I'm in a relationship to the glory of God.
Hallelujah.
And somebody's clapping behind the scene. All right, now I and my spouse, we had to, you know, agree, or no, not agree. Like we had to admit, no, it's not agree. We had to admit that there are some extreme boundaries we had to put in place. Like extreme in quote, that normally it doesn't make sense. You guys are in a relationship. We had to put them in place because when I personally, Oluwaseyi John Adebayo, I saw that way to,
Hey.
of course, something I've never, I saw that, wow, if we don't put these boundaries in place, we will cross the line, like we'll not just cross the line, we'll jump the line. You understand? And we have to, have the discussion and agree. We admit that, we don't have the strength to handle this. No visiting, that one, that one said, as a no, you can imagine, of course, sometimes you feel like we're being together, but no visiting when there is no third party. That's one of the things that has helped us. You understand? I saw that we do not have the strength to handle, and let's not deceive us, because that's where people.
Yeah, you need to understand your strength, as a matter of fact.
Another man can be strong enough, but me, as the Lord lives, I can't, and you understand. So we have to. I cannot say maybe later, but no. Now that's one way to say no. It was not easy, because we now had to meet at Ichi's church, or we had to arrange for a third party and all of that. So sometimes it's not always easy. Sometimes I have to force. Okay, let's meet in church. Let's meet. Do you understand? Okay. So, but it has helped me. It has helped me not to have any occurrence that I will regret of later, because some of these things at the moment you are doing it, you understand, but by the time you satisfy your lost, you regret that you did it. You will feel bad. Now, it wasn't the case if both of you now attend the same church.
How would you look at yourself?
Jesus. Oh, you're in the same department.
Okay. We are getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere.
You understand? So I told myself, I said, you said the Bibles, I'm sorry.
And you now come to church and start praying, and you will not be looking at yourself, what kind of prayer are you praying there?
And at that time, you even hate each other, like, you feel it didn't happen.
Exactly.
So the scriptural commandments are for our own good. You understand? It's to save you from, of course, if we did anything, we'll pray to God, Lord, we are sorry. He will forgive. But you will have to go through the emotional trauma, the psychological pain, and everything. You have to go through it. So for those of us that are in relation, I had to use myself as an example. So it won't just be like you guys are just talking. I'm talking from experience. And I had to make a firm decision, not easy too. But why the rush? We are still going to be married and we'll be together for the rest of our lives.
Like a Yoruba adage would say, permit me, if you're not a Yoruba person, I apologize so much. I'm a Yoruba person. So I'm going to be saying this in Yoruba. Èèyàn tó bá kán ojú, tó bá kánjú la ọbẹ̀ gbóná, kò ní enjoy ọbẹ̀ yẹn eventually. Okay, now this is what I'm saying.
Now that English again.
Don't mind me. This is what I'm saying. For people that do not understand Yoruba. You have prepared your own soup. Very, very nice soup. But it is very hot. You're supposed to calm down, blow it, allow it cool down before you taste it. But no, you carry your iron spoon directly from pot and put it in your mouth. It is not you that will eat that soup.
True. Because the tongue will be burnt everywhere.
If you rush yourself and even eat the soup eventually, you will not understand the taste of the soup. Because
and there's this, before we leave this relationship aspect, there's this practical illustration or example I want to give. Not example, no. It's just an aspect of it. Now, for those of us in relationship and at different times we feel the urge to, do one or two things. Now, don't forget that, we are children of God. So, in the back of your mind, one side of your mind, you're not supposed to do this, right? So, you just gave into some. Now, don't forget that you cannot even have the full pleasure that God originally designed for it. Why? Because no matter what, there is a guilt somewhere.
Eating.
You start eating. So, but you're not really, because of the guilt. And by the time you are done with the thing, just few minutes. So most of the time it's always few minutes because
it doesn't last.
Few minutes. You understand? And then the guilt. Trust Satan now, Mr. Satan. You will now come and
down.
Expand that thing as if you have killed. You will expand it in your heart, and in fact, some people from that guilt, it drives them farther away from God.
I was going to say that.
It drives farther away from God. So it's better you just hold yourself, pray in tongues, you understand? It happens. Do anything. Take a walk.
Go away.
You understand? You understand? Do something. Because the truth is, God has said that He will not allow us to be tempted beyond what we can bear. Exactly. So it's a lie that, there's a way you cannot, it's a lie. If you cannot control it, it means you have even exposed yourself to certain things. You have awakened love before it pleases. Song of Solomon. He said, don't
So
awaken
please
love.
avoid me and Song of Solomon. I beg.
You know, he said, do not awaken love. It's in Song of Solomon. I can't remember the place exactly. But he said, don't awaken love before it pleases. So if you have awakened love before you have watched all kind of movies, you have some people even do porn.
Funny enough, the other day in church, I was talking about, with a few people around, I was talking about something new I heard. Like a friend was talking about animation porn. And I'm like,
wow.
Animation that is meant for children. Now there is animation porn. How did you even come to know that? What were you looking for? How did you get there? Now you already have an idea in your head.
True.
What kind of...
So by the time the thing now come, you not say you can't control it. Yeah, there's no way you control it because you have exposed yourself to all these things. So it's like the way we are speaking with passion in this area because it's almost the most important thing for the youths now as far as this topic is concerned. Because
Yes.
that area we need to say no. Some people, and looking at, I hope this is where we end this discussion today. Looking at the act itself is something spiritual.
Yes,
It
most people
binds
do
you-
not know.
Yes, it
Most
makes you
people do
become
not
one.
know. I tell people, you go from one person to another. You are
You are
pouring
becoming one.
your destiny inside a sieve, and you're sieving the old good things out, and you'll be eventually left with shafts.
This is the real show talking now.
I don't get. You have sieved everything out because different holes. You have given out your destiny to different holes in your basket, and you've sieved it out. You're left with okay.
So if you are at whatever level you are in, God is a God of mercy. There's always room for grace. There's always room for a new beginning.
Replenishing.
Exactly. You understand? But just because of this topic saying no, now you have heard this now, and you cannot say you have not heard. You understand? I'm sure.
Cannot unhear it.
Exactly. And I'm sure God is using what we are sharing to even further strengthen your stand, your decision, your determination to be firm with your no. You understand? So most especially in this area, you understand? Because you still have a destiny to fulfill. So if you now, just lose a great destiny to 3 to 5 minutes pleasure that will end with guilt again.
Accept. That's the first step. Accept. Acknowledge that yes, I have done it. I am wrong. Wrong back. Just go back to go and meet your source. He can
I
still
like
help
that.
you.
Who is God himself? That's
That's
true.
your source. He will take care of everything. Don't worry. He does not even need to use super glue. The stitch is going to be seamless.
Yes.
Very.
Yes, we've had different testimonies of people who have gone farther away from
And they
God.
still got
and
the best eventually.
in fact,
With God, though. With God.
let me mention a name because it was shared it as a testimony. Our own Pastor P. Daniel, Pastor Daniel Lawande. Now, to the glory of God, look at the way God is using him, like fire everywhere. Now, the same person had suffered from addiction. You understand? Like serious one. In fact, I was watching his testimony recently, and the way he was saying it, you could see like he was helpless then. He said, and look at then and now, just some years ago and now. So there's no how will I put? There's no situation to like I've gone too far. No. There's always a new beginning with God. God is not so much concerned about your past as he is concerned about your present. You understand? He's more concerned about your alignment with him now. It's the devil that always tries to make you see your past. Hey, you are this, you are that. The devil tries to define you based on your past, but God defines you based on who Jesus Christ is. So, and that's what I said we're going to be touching on this in this second segment. So whatever level you are, whatever state you are, you made mistakes, you understand, like Sheon said, the first thing is to accept. Because when you don't accept, when you are arguing with yourself, you are not ready to be delivered. So the first thing is to acknowledge, oh, I've made a mistake, I've messed up. To yourself and to your creator. And if there's another person you are accountable to, acknowledge it. It makes the healing process,
faster.
Exactly, faster. So when you acknowledge, then go back to God. That's just it. And there's this strategy of Satan that when we do something wrong, it fills our heart with guilt, so much guilt, that we don't even want to come to God. But that's the time we should come to God. Come with the guilt. Come as you are. He said, let us come boldly unto the throne of grace. You understand? So God does not want us to come beggarly or with guilt. You understand? Come admitting, Daddy, I've sinned. Daddy, I've done this. That was one of the secrets of David. David was a man after God's heart. God testified about him. But this man, he committed sins, atrocities. You understand? But David always knew how to find his way back to God. So whatever level you are in, find your way back to God. Start now. Don't say, okay, I'll now do 3 days fasting. Just start. Open your mouth and just start. Jesus, I worship you. You died for me. Yes, I've messed up. I've made mistakes. Lord, I've come to you. I've come to you as I am. You know, just have conversation with him. He has feelings. He has emotions. He loves you unconditionally. There was a saying, somebody said, God is not mad at you, but he's madly in love with you. That's the truth. So he's madly in love with you. So, you know, you have said yes to things you were not supposed to say yes to. Don't worry. God is a God of new beginning. You can have a fresh start. That's why I deliberately mentioned Pastor Dan. If you don't know who Pastor Daniel Olawande is, just type that name on YouTube channel or on Google. You'll see who this person is and the level God has taken him to. And he's a young pastor.
Very.
So you'll be surprised what this same person has been through this. So which means if you're also going through the same, you're suffering.
That means you can also pull through.
Yes. You are addicted to something, and it's like the devil has convinced you that you can't come out. It's a lie.
It's just a veil.
Yes.
Pull it off.
I like that. And it's within your power to do. Just pull it off and start again with God. He's a God of restoration. So before we round off, you know, there's an aspect we also need to touch on this topic. Of course, it's a broad topic. In workplace setting now.
Very important.
Workplace setting, saying no.
Very important.
What do you say no to? What do you say yes to? There are some times that, now, of course, what comes to mind first could be, okay, maybe when you are being tempted to falsify records or do something. But there are some times that even some little things, you understand, little things. For instance, you have a target to meet up with, your immediate boss has given you a job to do. Okay, do this, and between today and tomorrow, deliver it. Now, while you are doing the job, there were conversations going on around in the office. You don't know when to, you know, join them or when to actually say no, and you understand. And sometimes it could be hard though. When somebody even come and meet you, hey, concerning this, concerning that, how do you tell the person no? How do you tell the person like, I'm sorry, I'm actually busy now, and the person won't feel, what are you feeling like?
Sometimes when I'm at work and I'm trying to avoid what is not mine, I'll just be praying. So when they come and they see I'm praying, they will move.
Exactly. I'll be just find what works for you.
I came the other time. Oh, I'm sorry. The Spirit just put something in me. I needed to pray at the point. What was that again? Oh, sorry. I'll be right back.
Exactly, because
just discharge them. But at the same time, if you're not settled with your internal forces, external forces will catch you.
This one is heavy. That's like a.
Sometimes you need to say no to yourself. Your own internal forces. You need to say no to yourself.
Wow.
So that whoever is coming from outside will not even be able to too much.
Like
say no to yourself. If you can say no to yourself, you're going home, the gate man is not there. It's something you can just open the gate of your company and go home. But you stand there shouting. Can you people see? Oh, no, just say no. Say no to that rage. Say no to that evil spirit, because it is evil. I've seen bosses like that. Say no to yourself. Be a good example to your subordinates. Say no. When you say no to yourself, there are some things too on if you law.
True.
There are some things they won't bring by and say, I'm thinking. They will not think it towards you. They can think it towards themselves, wherever else. But they won't think it towards you because you have said no to yourself and you have presented it to them that you don't. You have chastised yourself.
And, there's a way, talking about saying no to yourself, there's a way you put systems in place around your life that your life behind the scene or in closet and outside, there's no difference. You know, when you have put a system of no's, like what to say no to, what to say yes to. So even when you are by yourself alone, it's still the same thing. But okay, for instance, sometimes, when you are eating your favorite food and you are full already.
You keep eating. Then you start regurgitating after a while.
Someone is laughing.
You start regurgitating after a while.
Oh
No.
God. You know, those are little, you know, things. You're stuck. Okay, you set a goal. Okay, I'm going to achieve this today, and nobody's policing you around, just you yourself and yourself. And then you don't know what to say no to or what to say yes to meet up with that which you have set. You know, don't forget, you set 5 goals. Okay, I'm going to achieve these 5 things today. You only achieve 2 because of not saying no appropriately across the, you know, all through the day. Now, don't forget, you have 3 more things. The next day, you set like 7. Now, you're able to do 3.
Yeah,
3 from the, you know, it's compiling, and those things slow
Compiling
pace the progress. You know, it slow paces our life. So this topic is broad. Now, what I just wanted to do as we end this discussion today is that you apply this topic as it relates to you. You understand? Look at your relationships, your relationship with people, relationship with your friends, you know, with yourself. You understand? In different areas in your career pursuits, and look at areas you need to begin to say no so that you can move faster. Now, it's not like someone said, friendship is by choice, not by force.
Yeah.
Everybody is not qualified to be your friend. You can have many acquaintances, but not everybody.
The word friend is heavy.
Is heavy. You understand? The people you allow to come into your space, you know, determines to a large extent the quality of life you live, determines even where you end up. You know, Pastor J.T. Kalejai, he usually say that who you follow determines what follows you.
Of course.
So decide who you follow. You understand? Decide what to watch online. Decide, of course, we all know that on our smartphones, there are all kinds of things that pops off. I'm very sure if I check my phone and there will be one of the pop notifications that will be something ungodly. I have the choice to make whether to click on it. And you know, there are some ways you open something, you say, imagine these people. Hey.
And it's digesting.
And you open, hey, imagine again. They say, watch more. You say, hey.
See more.
Oh God. And you know that your mind is not strong enough to carry this in, like to watch and just detach. It will stay on your mind, and so who are you deceiving? So learn to say no. Learn to say no. Learn to say, if we end this here, I believe you've been able to pick something.
And when you say no, stay on your no. Don't just say the no. Say it and stand by it.
Exactly. So I think we should also quickly look at in amongst friends now, or in church setting, you know, what are ways to say no? Because there are sometimes you might not need to say no directly.
Just make your standard
you will
known.
ruin the relationship.
Basically, just make your standard known. It goes back to you chastising yourself. Whoever knows you, they know you for who you are. They won't bring nonsense to you.
Let people
Your
know
friends,
who-
like I have friends that would say, let's go to club. They'll say to other friends, but then when they come to me, ordinary my face
Hello.
will chase them.
I said
Like
no.
they know. Like this one is saying no before I come. So don't go to her. She has said no before we even thought about the clubbing. So don't go there. So if your stand is known, going back to the beginning when we started now, you are aware of yourself. Then you can chastise yourself. Then where you go wrong, you can go back to your source. All these things matter. When you are aware, you know yourself, you know where you belong to, people will not just ride you anyhow or bring nonsense by you. So with friends, with colleagues, with acquaintances, it's not so difficult, provided the moment they meet you, this is what they saw and they have been seeing it constantly, they cannot change it for you.
True.
Except if you are wavering. You say you are a goat and tomorrow they see you as a cat and next tomorrow they see you as a bird, they would definitely. But if you say you are a lion and they keep seeing you as a lion, you are roaring every day.
I think that settles it. So making your standards known wherever you find yourself, in church, in your department, in your workplace, amongst your friends, let them know who you are, what you stand for. So that already simplifies the process. It has said no for you on many counts. So there are some things they will not even bring to you. But I guess many times people they're not always firm on their standards. They are just, like you said, wavering. You understand? You are not standing. You don't want to be tagged as. You understand? If you don't want to be tagged as whatever, you just lose relevance. Stand for something.
Stand for it.
I
stood for mine. That is why he's my friend.
Yes, actually. Don't worry, we'll find a day to talk about our story. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. You understand? So that's true. So let people, and sometimes, saying no could have some immediate effect, which might not be pleasant. So you must be ready to cope with it too. As long as you have said no for the right reasons, don't bother about the effect. You understand? Even if people, even if people tag you,
if they tag you, think of the long-term reward. The long-term reward lasts longer.
True.
And it's way more beautiful than whatever you have lost now.
Yes, and there's a way people even respect you secretly. You're just like, wow, she stood that ground like.
if old men that I call my friends, because I make friends with older men, because they impact knowledge in me more than younger men. I just find it like, yes.
Wow.
That is what I do. I have friends, my friends that I call friends are men.
Wow.
They are, the list of them by age is 47 years old.
Wow.
I'm not even up to 30.
You must be a woman of wisdom.
So I make friends with them. Although they came with a different perspective, but with my own perspective, they changed their own. And I've been able to get whatever knowledge I want to get, whatever. I get more opportunities from them. Because these people are the high and mighties at some. Oh, I need something like, hey, you do this for me. And you get your reward. So now the reward keeps coming steadily. And that is the longer version of the reward I was talking about. Not like if they had brought their approach at first and I had grabbed it, I would have lost all this constant reward I'm getting eventually. So
Learning to say
forget about this small enjoyments. Think of the longer reward. Think of the long-term reward. Don't think about this one. That longer one is better.
Yeah, so and on a very final note, I was talking about systems earlier. Maybe you have something you're building, it could be a ministry, it could be a business. Now ensure you put structure in place. If there's no structure, no system, both your employee, even yourself, will not even know what
You will not understand yourself.
On a very lighter note, there was an example Bishop David Oyedepo gave. He was talking about some leadership qualities. As a leader, you must put structure in place and all of that. So he said, he now gave an instance, I just remember that. He said, you are the boss. One day you just call your one of your accountant in the office. Now, how much do you have there? Say 100,000. Send it to my account. Another day again.
That's how you eat everything.
No, you not said another day again. How much do you have there today? 80,000. Send it. Say if the person said, but sir, my money. And then when they send it, you ruin the everyone. You to be so that you understand it just simplifies everything, and that's how your company, your organization, your ministry, that's how you rise. Go and check every ministry, every organization that are doing well today. They have put systems in place. And at times when, they are the one in picture, to either compromise or they align. Even God, the creator, bounds himself by his word. That's the system. God has put a system in place that, okay, I have bound myself by my word. Yeah. So what word is binding you? What is your organization running by? What manual? What are you? Or you just run it anyhow. So those are the things we need to look. It's broad actually, and we'll be as we are ending this discussion today. I don't want us to end it here now. I want us to, keep the conversation going. Let's hear what you say. Drop comments for us on the comment section. Don't just watch our show and say, I always enjoy your show. Be part of it, because I know that some of us watching that have more wonderful angles to some of these things we discuss, so that we can learn. Technology has made it easier for us to. We are looking at the camera now, but actually we can make it conversational. You understand?
Of course. The comment section should be bubbling.
Exactly. Yeah. So with these few points of ours, we think we have been able to convince you
and not to confuse you.
That's what.
That saying no is very important. It goes a long way in your life.
Say no when you need to say no. And then don't go and say no when you don't need to say no.
No.
All right, so we end it here now. My name is Shaya John Adebayo, and her name is?
My name is Oluwaseun Olade.
Yes, and we love you. Don't forget that. We love you. Keep watching RTM. Bye.
Bye.
Yo, we're just there for do it and do life big, you see me?
I gotta slow down.